I've seen women's nipples, buttholes, and pussies where I'm just like, hey, you know what? It's not for me.
You know why I pulled you over? Yeah, because you're going to have to come inside of me.
You do not feel your asshole spread for this shit. It just like seems to squirt out of your closed asshole.
I don't know if we watch different movies, but Willy Wonka didn't show his abs to children and make them think they were gay for him.
We should look at that.
Well, I guess I killed that deer.
Well, see, the thing is, life's like a lot like that deer crossing the road.
I get it confused and I just keep going. Be a lot cooler if you did.
Be like cooler.
Be a lot cooler if I was a fucking creep.
That's the thing about.
They keep getting younger.
That's
and
the
I
thing
keep
about
becoming a sexual predator.
That's the thing about true detectives is they keep getting older, but I stay the same age.
So
Like, he said it.
confusing.
He said it. That's a thing.
What else is he in? Those are just the 3 things he's done.
Say it.
My favorite Matthew McConaughey pieces of art are True Detective, the Lincoln commercials, and Dazed and Confused? Or is it
Fast
Hot
Times
American
at West
Summer?
Ridgemont High?
West Ridgemont High?
I don't know.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High. We know movies.
Yeah, we know films. We've seen a film.
Hey guys, welcome to the Dapper Dads episode.
Four? 6 of 10?
Yeah, it's 6 out of 10, but it's 173,
173?
I think.
Maybe?
Yep, 173.
173?
We know what's going on.
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everybody if you're watching the video.
No, just Merry Christmas.
Just Merry Christmas, no Happy Holidays.
I think it's wrong that places can't say Merry Christmas.
Make sure
Can
you
we
have
talk about-
make sure you have a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, a tip-top tet, and a very solemn Ramadan.
No.
And a crazy Kwanzaa.
I was going to say, didn't go Kwanzaa. And it always sucks that
And a-
everyone says crazy Kwanzaa. It
And a
feels
crazy
offensive.
Kwanzaa. What's a fun word that starts with the k sound?
Kokomo.
Cunt.
Have a Kwanzaa. We can do this. We can do this.
Have
I know what we
yourself
can
a
do.
cunty little Christmas.
That's great.
May your horse be one.
Yeah, this is nice, except for that Malort.
You don't like my
Ornament?
Chicago flag malort?
No, that should. You should put that on a tree and then it just wilts, even though it's fake.
It just starts wilting.
Wait, you got one of these white trees? What forest is this growing?
Oh, the magic one where they have the sugar gumdrop fairies
Are you
in
talking
the
about the Narnia closet?
no, the
Is it a closet? Or a wardrobe?
wardrobe,
Lion
which
the
is
Witch in the
technically like
Wardrobe?
a movable closet. It's like a piece of furniture if a closet was a piece of furniture.
My
Is that what a
favorite-
wardrobe is?
I knew I was an unusual...
Is a wardrobe unnecessary if you have a closet?
I was an unusual young lad because I remember my sister reading that book
You're
to
unusual
me,
just because the way you phrase that.
and it's because of this. I was more intrigued about the fact that what's that in? Is that in Paris or Europe? Right? That's
Narnia?
in another country. Not Narnia.
Narnia.
Is Narnia just Paris? Talk about it.
Narnia is wherever
eat
you lost
pasta?
your virginity.
Oh,
No, that's
fuck.
Italy where you make the pasta.
I know where I
The
lost
secret
my
is to
virginity.
take
It's in
the-
McChesney Park.
I lost mine in Byron, Illinois.
That makes sense. I could go drive by the old apartments and just look at it and be. I was gonna say no side smoking secrets. I lost my virginity.
You've got
in
my
that
Christmas.
one over
You
there.
got my Christmas tree in the car with you. You're like, yeah, that was it right over there.
You want to come see where
You wanna
laid my
go
first
back?
weird pipe?
You wanna get
To
some
the king of
weird
the
pipe
hill.
laid? I come in, you're just fucking my Christmas tree. I'm like, hey, at least it won't stain.
It was looking at me. It was asking for it.
It was. Ooh, can we say that about
But
Christmas
in
trees?
wherever, fucking, is that also called something else?
What, Narnia?
The Chronicles of Narnia.
Yeah.
Lion the Witch in the movable closet.
Perfect. They're separate books.
Right, but yes, the Chronicles
But the
of
universe
Narnia.
is the series is called the
And
Chronicles.
then, yeah, I'm
'cause
talking Lion Witch Wardrobe.
because it's the
That's all I ever went through.
Chronicles of Narnia. It's
But
the
there's
Chronic-
in the story, I think it's in like a different country, and their apartments all run together because that's like a big part
Yeah, I
of
think
the
it takes
story
place
is that
in
they
the
can like
UK.
go through each other's apartments, and I was like, whoa, so it's just like one block of like, and I don't know
Buildings
why
next
that
to
was
each other?
like, there's a wardrobe with a talking.
It's Great
thing.
Britain. It's the UK.
Yeah, but that's like what I really got stuck on as a
Was
kid.
those stuck together?
That you could just go through
You mean you didn't get stuck
apartments.
on the fact that the kid betrayed his whole family for a fucking Turkish delight,
See, I guess I don't remember enough.
which
I
is
remember- I love the
traditionally
idea-
the worst candy in the entire world.
I don't think I've ever had that.
A Turkish delight is a candy from when like the Depression era, or like wartime.
It's
Britain.
when someone offers you a candy, but then they just punch you in the face.
It's sugar with rose water, and you make a like gelatin out of it because sugar was sparse, so it's a very light treat. And so it's like a little square of pink jello that tastes like rose water. And then if you're fancy, you dust some powdered sugar on top of it. And so he betrayed his whole family for the shittiest piece of candy in the entire world. That'd be like you betraying your whole family for a chunky bar.
I mean, I got to see the chunky bar first.
A chunky bar is milk chocolate with raisins and peanuts.
Oh.
So
no, what have I done?
So yeah. So imagine So imagine someone's like
raisins.
Someone's yeah, raisins and peanuts in one chocolate bar. Imagine the audacity.
I can take the peanuts.
Yeah, peanuts in a chocolate bar. But
I've never liked raisins.
So
I think
picture biting into a piece of, and it's not even milk chocolate. It's dark chocolate.
Oh.
So picture biting into dark chocolate with. Why? I betrayed my family for this chunky bar. You take a bite. You're like, actually, all the flavors kind of work together really well. Sweet dry raisin, salty peanut, bitter dark chocolate.
My family. I got chunky bar, baby.
Fuck this family. We're getting the chunky bar endorsement.
Yeah, I love when people are like, I love these old-timey things that were made out of necessity.
Right,
and you're like, we've progressed past the need for any of these things.
Like
we could have all the sugar.
Like you go to the store and you see those like those like go to like Cracker Barrel and you see like the paper bags of candy and they got like the whorehound.
People are fighting each other for them, and you're like,
and it's like, and it's just flavors like lemon lime, cherry, grape, and then like whorehound, and you're like whorehound, and you taste it and you're like, this is like worse licorice.
Yeah, they have.
And you get old men who are like, oh, I'd kill all 6 of my previous wives for a piece of whorehound candy, and you're like, here, Grandpa, I got it for $2 at the fucking Hobby Lobby.
Oh, I love this old timey gum, and you're like, yeah, it's fucking 10 cents.
Chowards, get some fucking grape flavored Chowards.
That's not even. I don't know why that.
Those are like, I would rather
eat. That's like a mint.
I'd rather eat a sleeve of Pez than a single Chowards.
I'd eat a sleeve of Pez just for a good time.
Yeah, I mean, we all eat sleeves of Pez. Shoots at me in the middle of the night eating just. But
you have to put them in the things.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm very meticulous. I'm like half asleep. I'm like, oh, son of a bitch, gotta wake up and load the Pez, and I'm just sitting there.
Slim's Pez addiction. After he broke his pelvis.
Mistake it with the one I had years ago that I shaved Zans and put into, and then I'm like, oh, these Pez are fucking crazy.
I bought Matt pounds of Pez.
I was gonna say if I know anybody that loves Pez, that is the guy.
One time I was over there and they were having an argument because he was going to buy I think 10-pound bag of Pez.
Mm-hmm. Sounds right.
He was being yelled at and told he couldn't do that, which is upsetting.
I think that means we have to buy him the 10-pound bag of Pez.
I bought him, I think, 5. I went down because it was like, you know, like how you're like, I'll pay for a joke, but then there's like a level. I think like the 10-pound one was like $30 or something. I'm like, that's a little bit more than I like for a joke. You know what I mean? I'll do the 5.
What if we went halvesies on a 10-pound for him for Christmas?
I don't know, because this was last Christmas, so I'm not sure if he's still as into Pez. I don't know.
Oh, I guarantee he's still into Pez.
I don't know if you've seen 5 pounds of Pez, because I have, and it was absurd, and it was so heavy.
Yeah,
I got a bunch of Smarties, and it was like, I like things, but I don't always need to have, except for like sparkling grape juice, and I don't need to have that. But like, I think I could. I don't think I'm gonna get tired of that. Then beers. That's my Matthew McConaughey, sparkling grape juice and beers. Not together, though.
Oh, can you imagine if you found a beer that paired well with a sparkling white grape juice?
Or they should just make it, because they make all this shit now. They took away my cookies and cream beer, and that was the best beer I've ever had.
What would be the alcohol that would mix well with sparkling white grape juice? Rum?
No, I've tried to do this, and it's one of those things that don't
fuck with it.
Done it with vodka, I've done it with rum. I did it with Hennessy.
That just sounds like a nightmare.
But Hennessy's crazy because sometimes you're like, you shouldn't put this with it, and then you do, and you're like, well.
I think Jameson might be good with the white grape.
I don't.
Well, because I always liked like a Jameson and Mountain Dew or like a Jameson and ginger ale. Like that's always been really good to me.
Put those two things in the same sentence.
What, Jameson and ginger ale?
No, that's a normal. That's like the
Jameson and Mountain Dew.
And then Mountain Dew. It's like, go drink.
That's
it
what
alley, you piece of shit.
That's what Ham would drink all the time. Was Jameson and Mountain Dew.
I love when people are like, I know someone who drank it. And you're like, yeah, because they're fucking lunatic.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying he's not, but what I'm saying is,
if you order that at a bar, they should ban you.
I mean, he would order it all the time, and people acted like it was normal.
Then no
one ever
I
questioned
know where
it.
You were drinking at. Nothing's normal about
hey,
that
man,
place. R.I.P.
Hey, R.I.P. First of all,
or a little out for that shit.
R.I.P. with their face on it. If you would like a shirt that says RIP with your face on it, go to www.thedapperdads.com. No guarantee that shirt is actually there, but you can look for it. There's a good chance you might find it.
We'll put it up. You can buy it, and
we got 4 episodes left, and no one has found any of the secrets on the website in the last 3 years. It's unbelievable.
I know. Our dicks are on there.
Our dicks are on there. You just have to find it, people. It is there. I don't care if you nerds got to go in and hack the source code and take down the firewall. Where's all the computer nerds that listen to this show? Where's all the dorks?
Where's all the smart people?
Where's all the fucking hot, sexy girl nerds with their boobs hanging out of their button-up shirts, and it's so tight that it's pulling the buttons apart? And she leans over the desk to look at the computer, and she adjusts her comically large glasses with the big bottle cap lenses that makes her look fucking stupid. And she's like, let's see where the thing is on the computer.
And then she's playing video games, and you pull her pants down a little bit, and you start touching her, and then she lets you enter
it turns into one of those pornos where she's like, "Stop! They're gonna be home soon."
Who?
I don't know. Your roommates or something? Her parents?
You guys live alone.
I don't write porn. Somebody write the porn for me. If you have a good porn script, or at least know a guy that writes porn, go send a porn script to dapperdadspodcast@gmail.com, and we'll at least read it. I can't say we'll review it or talk about it, but we'll at least read it.
We'll fund it, produce it.
I can't say that I'll fund.
Self-distribute.
If it's an idea that I really believe in, and we're in
it for the art, not for the fucking.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. If I don't feel that choke up in that misty-eyed feeling as I'm reading a porno script, I refuse to have anything to do with it.
The third
act's
put my name on.
The third act has to denouement so hard.
First act's got to set up the characters, the location, the environment.
Here's the problem with all the porno scripts you people keep sending me.
Second act, just straight fucking.
Just straight fuck.
Third act, really tie it all together. Set up a sequel, because you never know.
Here's the problem with every porno script you people keep sending me. I'm coming in the first act. What's the point of you even writing acts 2 and 3 if you're just making people come right away?
Licking your finger and flipping the page and
licking my fingers,
licking your dick,
licking,
and flipping your
licking
dick.
and flipping and licking and flipping and licking and flipping and cutting
on the head of your dick.
Oh, why do you do this to all of us?
Patreon.com/dapperdadads. We're only talking about fucked up things.
Why do you do this?
We actually did, because it doesn't faze me anymore.
Oh yeah,
that's what we were just talking about.
Yeah,
become desensitized. Yeah, and then everything's okay.
If you have waited up until now, if you've been tentatively on the edge of being like, maybe I should sign up for the Patreon. If you want to see what the Patreon is all about, the episode we just cut is
not that crazy in my opinion.
Yeah, because you've been big crazy in my opinion, not so crazy in Drama's.
See which side you fall on. Are you desensitized by the horrors of the internet, or are you a big little bitch?
See which side you fall on, and then let us know at 4027-DAPPER. That's 402-732-7737. Go ahead and listen to that Patreon after you pay the money and do the thing, and let us know how much that watching or even just hearing about those things fucked you up. Because quite frankly, just to put you behind the curtain a little bit, hearing everything that early on a Sunday morning after I had recently woken up is not the way I wanted to start my day. But
someone's never opened up Twitter first thing in the morning and seen a gaping butthole with Fruit Loops in it. And it shows.
See, I have. What I do is I'll do that thing at night where I'm scrolling through Twitter, and I eventually get so far down that I get to where it's just the Onlyfans girls that I follow, and it's just like butthole after butthole after butthole after butthole.
Well,
and I'm like, I don't need this. I'm too horny right now.
And then I go to bed. I've made a big follow on the internet, on the Twitter.
Okay.
Of a girl that I have to show her to you at some point.
Okay.
It looks like one of those where you're like, this might be the perfect body. I know it's a bold claim, but you're like, Jesus
That's very
Christ.
bold.
And then she just retweets other OnlyFans girls, and I'm not subscribed to anything, but I'm just perusing the free stuff. But then, and it seems like they have a really strong community, and it makes me happy for them. They retweet each other. I
see that a lot.
Like I'm looking at, I'm all over the place.
Because I'm finding girls I'm seeing naked, and I'm like, whoa, what is this?
People that let me get ahead of what is about to upset some people. I'm proud of them. Okay. Proud of them for what they're able to do. But it is not what I want to see. There we go. There's the PC way to say that. I'm talking fucked up nipples. I'm talking ungroomed buttholes.
I'm talking buttholes too close to pussy holes. Can we say that?
Yeah, like a 6-pack.
I'm talking buttholes that clearly were made by having to give the person a butthole because they weren't born with one. Am I right?
Yeah.
Can we say it on this show?
I follow that Twitter account.
Can we say that I can tell
man-made buttholes?
Can we tell? Can we say that I know a man-made butthole on Twitter? Can we say that I know a man-made butthole when I see it?
Yeah.
I'm a real self-made man. I know a man-made butthole when I see one.
Yeah, but that's what sucks is let's say there's 6 retweets and you're like, fire. What the fuck? And you're just like, whoa. And I'm proud of them. I can't imagine that their business is booming, but
yeah, I see
there's got to be some people who are like, I'm really into fucked up nipples. Just give me fucked up nipples.
I see some things where I'm like, you know what? It's not for me, but I can respect.
I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you.
But I want to block you too. And that's fine.
I forgot about that song. That makes me sad. That's a damn good song.
Yeah.
Earth Gang's good.
We don't
as
have
fuck.
music anymore, you know.
Yeah, there's no music, and there's no good music for what it's worth.
It's good music. I'm listening to it, but I'm like, I haven't made memories to
right,
songs,
yeah, and if I can't make memories to songs, I'm obviously not going to remember them. Oh yeah, let me remember the time I did the dishes and listen to that banger.
Yeah, I know. Let me remember drinking in my garage.
Yeah, let me remember sitting here in the silence by myself, and then I'm like, oh, maybe I'll check this out, and then I listen to it, and I feel my brain releases a single iota of serotonin, and is like, that's a good song.
And then you tuck it away.
And then you tuck it away for when you really need it. Because there's some OnlyFans out there where I'm like, you know what? I'm not coming to this in a million years, but clearly if you're making this, there's people out there that will.
This is fucking disgusting and disturbing, but
well, I mean, for me, it's more like and I don't want to be this guy, but like the confidence some people have, you know, because it's like there's
amazing,
and I'm just gonna be honest.
Makes me feel like
makes me feel like shit.
Yeah, I'm like, damn.
Because I'm just gonna be honest. And everybody has this. There's just some people that aren't for you. You're just not attracted to them.
Right.
There's just people you look
That's
at,
what I mean. I see
and you never think about them in a sexual way.
Yeah, they retweet beautiful ones, and I'm like, that's just not my cup of tea.
Right, like I've seen women's nipples, buttholes, and pussies where I'm just like, hey, you know what? It's not for me, but like, you know what? I'm really happy you're out there getting your bag. You know.
Then I hope
you know what. Take advantage of. You know what? I'm not gonna jerk off to you, but like, you know what? If there's dudes that are gonna pay to jerk off,
that might be the craziest insult you could ever say to someone too, because men traditionally will
jerk off
and fuck anything for the most part. And I've jerked off to some shit. You know what I mean? I've
we
jerked
all
off
have.
to some things that other
I've
people
jerked
will
off
be
to
like,
some
you
things
jerked
that
off to this, and be like, yeah, I know.
I've jerked off to some things
but to
that I don't
walk
even
up to a woman's face in a mall and be like, I wouldn't jerk off to you.
Who's out here? I'm not walking up to women in a mall. First of all, I'm not walking up to women in public. I lack the confidence. Let's just start with that.
There's this Rio the Young OG song, and it's just so all of his songs are so crazy. And he's got a line where he's like, I just walk up to a bitch like, I want to have sex with you. It's just that, and you're like, that's so crazy. Imagine walking up to a woman and be like, I want to have sex with you, and she's like maces you or whatever, and you're like, yes, that's the appropriate.
Imagine do you fuck the girl if she says yes? Because like, what kind of person?
If I want to have sex with her, that you can't be like, I was lying. I was making a really weird public lie.
Big cap. You're on TikTok right now.
I didn't think this would work.
Because you know what I love saying to people after I prank them, you're on TikTok now.
I'm too old, but you're on TikTok.
If you wanna lie to us about fucking us and saying that you're gonna put it on TikTok, go ahead and tell us
Follow
about
us
it.
on TikTok at dapperdadspodcast.
We're just now starting the TikTok with several episodes left.
No, it's been there. I just stopped keeping it up because there's slang I don't understand.
Yeah, lots of
just
slang.
Like
the
acronyms,
dances.
and you're like,
I don't understand all the dancing.
Well, okay, Grandpa, that's all it is.
I mean, like you make up dances and stuff and hope that it catches on. Oh, I hate. Do you got to do it right into the mic like that? Oh, not on the carpet.
No, it doesn't matter. I'll pay for it.
I live
just
here.
Throw a lot of money, and you're like, "Whoa, this is more than carpet."
It doesn't matter.
You throw get more carpet.
It doesn't
matter. Next time I come here, carpet the walls.
You just pull out a stack of blue hundreds like this, and you're like, "Oh yeah,
Hi,
I'm on the phone with the carpet." I'm on the phone with the carpet store.
Yeah. Hi, could you come carpet my friends?
Hold on, my reception's
wall.
really bad on this phone. Pulls out another one, and you're just, but it's a stack.
No, but it's actually me like trying to like. I'm just going through money. Like, why won't this fucking?
Why can't? Okay.
And you're like, I think it's money. I think poor people shouldn't talk to me.
I think people who don't have this much money shouldn't be commenting on my phone.
But you just keep hearing it. And it's like I don't know.
What's that? No, what's that? What's that waiting music?
It's a truck backing up.
Where it's what's that like typical waiting music you hear where you can like almost dance? Do
you know what that is?
Yeah,
what is that?
Take on Me by Aha.
Yeah, one of the best music videos of all time. That's my waiting. That's the music that plays in my head 24/7. Did you know this?
I thought it was Cats in the Cradle.
No. No, it's never Cats in the Cradle.
I thought it was always a little bit of You Can Call Me Al going on in the back at least.
They like merge.
The ball people are jamming out to You Can Call Me Al all the time.
What is the
people that are in the small of your back doing that thing to the small of your back are listening to something really bad.
What is the Crazy World? I had Crazy World stuck in my head for 8 years.
Crazy Train?
Yeah. Yeah, just not even the music, just the
Oh my god, I would kill myself.
and like rattle, right? It doesn't have to. No guitar, just I and rattle.
Crazy, and
What are you
that's how
thinking
it
about? No
goes.
offense.
Man, make that edit and just drive around playing that for people on like get an ice cream truck, make an edit of Crazy Train where if Ozzy isn't singing, it's just
That's
and
better
then
than
play it out
when
the ice cream truck.
there's that
Blow your brains out at the stop sign.
Swank.
Really traumatize the guy in the car.
there's that
next to you.
Swank song, Ringtone Shorty, and it just samples the ice cream music. And it's a hard ass song. And then one time me and Matt were driving around and I was playing it and he had it up super loud and we drove by a bunch of kids. And I was like, oh, we should never do this again. It's so crazy to be in your car playing the ice cream
And it
music.
doesn't help
'Cause
that
the
Matt's
kids
car was
stopped
an
and
ice
looked,
cream truck at the
and
time.
it's like, what is the fucking song? Shorty and me gonna live and we dip. I feel like she get too high in my way, but it's with the ice cream music and kids are like, I think this is what my parents talk to me about. Stranger danger.
Crazy.
That's what it says on the side of it's like just a whole bunch of shit.
There's a song, I forget who, it's like made in TYO and like 3 other people, but it's called like Callback or like Ringtone or Telephone or something, and the song starts with like 4 or 5 like brrr,
Yeah.
brrr, and when you're in your car it sounds like your phone is like calling somebody, and so like you're just driving around, then suddenly your phone like it just stops and then like brrr,
Yeah.
brrr, and you're like oh fuck, and then and like every time I think about that I curse him just a teensy little bit.
Like police sirens and songs.
Yeah,
Where you're like, how fucking dare you?
Then I pause it and it's just very silent, and then you realize how loud your music is, and you're like, oh, it's 11:30 at night.
You pause it and you realize that the siren is right outside. There's 50 cops and you're like, oh.
Crazy.
Sorry guys, I thought it was a song.
Crazy.
And then you just turn up the crazy train and the cops are all like, fuck yeah. This is when music was good.
Old-
Randy Rhoads, best guitar
Old
player
shitty
ever.
cops just being like, yeah, back when music was good and you could be white and it was perfect.
Whoa. Don't have this conversation on my lawn. They're like, oh, sorry.
Sorry, thought this was public property. It's not. It's private.
You guys got to come inside in the basement where the meeting's at.
You gotta come inside.
You got to come inside of me. Imagine a cop pulls you over and you're just like, you got to come inside of me. First thing. They don't even say anything.
License and
Do you know why I
registration. Oh,
pulled-
you're gonna have to come inside of me.
You know why I pulled you over? Yeah, because you're going to have to come inside of me.
Whoa, that implies that like you want to fuck that cop so bad that like, and you also assume you want to
Just
fuck that
doing
cop so
100 to
bad,
get pulled
and you
over.
also assume that the cop wants to fuck you so bad, and that's why he pulled you over because you said that with such a confidence. Yeah, because you have to fuck me.
No, you have to come inside.
Because you have to come inside.
He doesn't
of
have to
me.
fuck me at all. You have
just
to
has to
fuck
come
someone to come
inside of you?
inside of someone.
I mean, if you're gonna come,
He could be
insi-
over there. I could be on my knees with my mouth open, asking for it.
Are you
and he
saying
could come
that
in my
this
mouth and
cop
that's
has
coming
such
inside
a?
of me.
He got aim.
Big
He
rope.
got range.
Yeah, huge pumps, big rope.
He gonna end you with that waka flocka flame. Yeah, yeah.
No, it better be the schoolboy Q.
No.
Could you imagine masturbating onto a woman's face?
Whoa.
Or cops?
A
And you're like,
cop's face. A lady cop's face.
oh, the dream.
Masturbating onto a cute little lady cop's face.
You're
going,
under arrest.
I,
and she
Danny,
just-
Danny, I.
What is going on? You're like, I'm just on the crazy train. I'm going off the rails on the crazy
Going off the
train.
rails on this crazy train, if you know what I fucking mean.
Jesus, the fist was too much.
No, I'm gripping the
I'll censor it.
ponytail because, you know.
That's too much and it feels too
She
close. It feels
asked
like
me
you're
to do it.
punching
I have a very
jerk
small
off.
dick. You know, I'm like,
Just punching her in the face with
look,
masturbating.
she
This
knew
sucks.
she knew the risk when she became a lady cop and came over to my house and told me to stop playing Crazy Train at 3 a.m. Okay,
I was reading a Reddit thread that was
certain
like
your neighbors are trying to sleep. I
I was reading. It was an Ask Reddit thread that was like, "What's the craziest sexual thing that's ever happened to you?" Or like a weird, wacky thing.
Right.
I don't remember any of them except one person was like, "Yes, I met this girl and we had sex, and it was the first time ever." Yeah, and we were like, "That's
Whoa.
fucking crazy."
This guy
You
had
met a
sex.
girl?
Quick, get him on the horn.
Yeah, we're both like different things.
Get this guy on the show right now. This guy had sex.
He's dead.
If you've
Dick
had
fell off into a
here's the
dimension
thing,
where dogs
for
eat it.
3 years we've had people begging to be guests on the show, and we have literally not responded to any of the topics at all. But if you've had sex we will have you on the show ASAP. So go ahead and just let us know.
Have me on the show. And you're like, oh, yeah, for what? And they're like, I don't know. I don't have anything going on. And you're like, oh, yeah, I can't wait to talk to just another person.
Oh, yeah.
This will be riveting.
I am so stoked to just come over and talk to you.
And they're like, we also jerk off. And you're like, yeah, I don't like talking. I'm sorry if this is going to shatter everyone's perception of the podcast. I don't want to talk to random dudes about jerking off.
No, I don't.
I talk to my friends.
It might surprise you because of how much for the last several years you've heard two men talk about masturbating with each other. And, well, okay. Now, the way I phrase phrasing?
www.patreon.com/dapperdadads. Every episode is just us talking about the most recent time we masturbated with each other.
Pretty much is. I mean,
with each other? I want to go ahead, clear this right up.
I want to say it's one of those.
I've never masturbated that close.
I've never missed. I've
not
never.
Publicly.
I've been in another room. What about at the cabin where we've been in separate rooms? Is that the closest we've ever been?
Close. A hotel would be closer.
But have you jerked off in a hotel and I'm
in
there? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course. I think we all.
Yeah, we all have.
That we have.
We're all just jerking off at the same time, sharing the beds, and we're just like, oh,
yeah, back to back.
I just want you to picture my sleeping arrangement.
Yeah, that means I'm sleeping looking at Cole. We're both just like soft. I'm like, at least put it under the blanket. Jeez,
I love the idea.
So beautiful.
Sop.
Yeah. That's what he says when he comes, I think.
No, Jesus Christ. I. That's how you know I'm coming.
Yeah, we each have different come noises. Yeah.
I.
Says the door. You guys have to quiet down.
Is Schoolboy Q in there doing a cover of Crazy Train? Yes, now shut the fuck up. We're drinking lean in here.
Guys, you have to get out. We can smell the hotel room from out here. Well, you shouldn't have given us a little, I call it foyer because I don't know how to say the word.
Oh, God, now you fucked me up with it. Piece of shit. I had it, too. What did you call it, a foyer?
Froyo. We're eating frozen in the little lobby of
Frozone, the black superhero from The Incredibles. Where is my super suit? Yak. This hotel sounds like a stinky masturbatory nightmare, if I can just say that myself.
I'm too poor to be able to pronounce that word. I'll never have one, so it doesn't matter.
A foyer?
Is that how you say it? I don't think that's
I
how you
know
say
I'm
it.
probably fucking.
I feel like it ends in a yay.
A foyer.
Yeah. I think that might be it.
A foyer, a trebuchet, a vestibule.
Yeah, I was like, there it is. I will die with.
I would say the word. I'll have a vestibule. I'll park my car.
What would happen is I'd be rich and I'd be like, welcome to my house. This is my froyo, and they'd be like, you have yogurt? And I'm like, no, it's like a little room before the other. It's like a little room where you park the car. You got to park the carport in the vestibule. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think that's what. There's another word for it too. Like that first room. Anyway, there was an
foyer. We're jacking off in the foyer.
We're in the foyer with our robes out.
And there's four men masturbating back to back in two king-size beds in a hotel, and two are inevitably facing each other from a very small distance.
Yeah, it's a jumpable distance.
That's
one of the.
It's things. Jumpable, and I'm gonna be honest. If you're tugging hard enough, you could get some splashback if you're not careful.
I don't like the idea of us tugging so hard.
It's been a long weekend. We're all aggressively tugging. Saw some boobs and butts at Soundset that just made us have to tug.
That is true.
Remember that butt I saw last year?
No, because I always think of one.
You remember the butt I saw?
Yeah, I know. It's a crazy question.
You saw it too. It was in front of us.
Sure I did.
I just don't want to get so specific on the show about it.
So that the one person at Soundset.
Yeah, during the Atmosphere set.
I was busy crying under my sunglasses, if we can be honest.
It was like before the show. It was that girl that was in front of us wearing like the fucking running outfit.
Was it like navy blue?
Yeah, it was like teal. Thank you. Oh my God.
Was it exactly what it was?
Yeah, it was exactly. It was like a teal.
Let me run the butt Rolodex in my head. It takes a minute now. It's gotten big. Because I think of one at Soundset before you went. It was, I don't know, it's been several years. And there was a girl wearing like a tank top, and then I think it was just panties. It looked like doily, like, you know.
Couldn't have been a bikini bottom?
No, because you could see through the butt. And it was dry. Not saying it would have to be wet to make it a bikini bottom.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Like,
underwear is a bikini bottom if it's wet.
Yes.
I've proven that at the beach many times.
Yeah. You're just not allowed at Magic Waters anymore.
Fuck that place. They always had Band-Aids floating in the water anyway.
They also had
big cap? No cap.
I think if there's water, there's Band-Aids in it, which sucks. If there's water that people are in, not like your bathwater or your boiling pot for noodles.
I understand that
Band-Aids in all of my water. I turn the faucet on, Band-Aids
just wet Band-Aids coming out. It implies that the Band-Aids are wet because there's also water somewhere. But where the fuck is the water?
All I'm getting is fucking Band-Aids.
I had to take off the little fucking mesh grate on all of my fucking faucets because it was full of Band-Aids.
But yeah.
Who is coming into my house and putting used Band-Aids in my water reservoir?
Magic Waters also had a real big policy. Magic Waters, the local water park, for someone who doesn't know. They had a big sticklers.
Yeah, Barry, that's for you. It's a big water park we have around here.
Big sticklers about jean shorts, cut off jean shorts, which sucks because what's more like American than being in the water with some fucking jean shorts on, no top, cowboy hat?
You know, I never been to Magic Waters.
Really?
Never went.
How does that happen?
I've always, even before the current state of the world, I've always been a little germophobic, and the idea of being in a huge body of water with a bunch of unbathed people has.
So have you never been to a water park?
Mm-mm.
What?
Yeah, I'm not about
I can't believe it's taken this long to get this.
I'll go. Here's the thing. I'll go swimming, like, with people I know at like if my friend has a pool, or like if I had a rich friend that had a pool, I wouldn't have a problem like swimming at their house because like.
You know the people?
Well, because, like, okay, so let's say, like, you, like, invested in an above-ground pool or something like that, and it was in your backyard.
I spent all my money on carpeting your walls, so.
You've also spent all your money on getting rid of all the Band-Aids in your water main. That took a lot of money.
It's still not paid off.
But, like, because, like, if it's somebody I know, because, like, okay, if it's the boys, like, we've gotten our sweat on each other at shows and, like, everything else. And so, like, with you guys, I'm like, okay, we've all gotten gross together. It is what it is, you know? But, like, hundreds of because, like, because it's kind of like, I won't eat people's cooking if I don't know them either. Because, like.
I won't eat people's pussy if they don't know me.
I won't eat your pussy if I don't know. I don't eat stranger pussy, man. You got to know me like that. What's my favorite movie? Name 3 things that traumatized me as a child. And how do I like my pasta cooked?
All right. Folks, if you want to eat Slim's pussy, tell him those things.
Yeah, you got to answer those 3 questions. I got to tell you, the pasta one is going to be the trickiest question, believe it or not.
I'll fill everyone in on the
But like, yeah, like whenever there was like potlucks at work and stuff like that, like if people like order pizza from somewhere, I don't have a problem with that. But like if it's something from somebody's house, because you and I don't mean this
just like a devastating way to live your life. I love random food and water parks.
My thing is like you just don't know how people. Yeah, you don't know how clean people keep themselves, especially at home.
Yeah, but
you know,
going to like fast food is like, I think statistically more worse than your average person. Because if I make some food, I'm gonna like for sure wash my hands.
See, but like that's the thing. Like if you were like if you made food, I would. Like, if you made food, I would eat it because like I know you. Yeah, but I'm saying to like a strange, like if I worked with someone and I brought in a dish, I'm gonna make sure I made it very sterile. As opposed to I know
I'll
that
put
about
shit on
you.
my dirty counter with my dirty hands and knead some dirty bread into some dirty dough.
See, like, and that's the thing. Because like even on the surface, you know, somebody might like seem really clean at work, but then like you don't like their house could be fucking filthy. Like they might not like wash their dishes like good, or they might like just not keep things. You know, they might be letting their cat get their butthole all over the counter, and you're out here rolling bread and everything else. You know.
Yeah. The cat puts its butthole. But that's what I mean.
It's just like a bugaboo for me. I won't eat food at like potlucks that people make, and I won't go swimming at water parks. Now, like maybe. Like
I feel like if you experienced the water park, it would change your life.
Like for the better?
They're so fun that you forget that they're gross.
See, because that's the thing, I can't get over the gross.
There's so much chlorine in the water.
Because like, but like, there's like Band-Aid. But it's like you don't know how clean people keep themselves.
I don't know. I think you actually think there are just Band-Aids everywhere in water parks.
What do you want?
I feel like twice in my life I've found a Band-Aid.
I can actually tell you where part of this comes from. When I was.
Your dad died on that water slide.
I fucking
and you
wish.
had to watch it happen.
I fucking wish.
Imagine to get that call. Slim,
I'll tell you because like now, like in 2020.
I'll tell you because I'm close with him. No, let's say things get better. You can go do things again. And I'm like, Slim, buddy, your dad's dead. You know how you break it to someone.
Slim,
and you're like,
buddy, your dad is dead.
Dude, your dad is fucking deceased.
I don't want to be this guy about it, but I reached into your dad's cage to see if he was dead, and he was hard and ice cold.
And hard was normal.
Hard was normal when I'm around.
Ice cold
but the
was
ice
also
cold,
normal. Real bad circulatory system.
Yeah, the diabetes. Walked 10 miles, got a nail in his foot. Didn't realize it till he got home.
Yeah, unfortunately. But I'm like, yeah. He passed away this morning after taking a very traumatic slip off of the top of a water slide.
You got to call it by like whatever the name of it is, too. He took a real bad spill off of the hurricane typhoon mania.
Yeah, he tried to stand up on the splash blaster and was decapitated. Unfortunately.
Okay, if my dad died that way, that'd be the coolest thing he ever did. That'd be the coolest thing he ever did in his life. So like, I'll just go ahead and take that.
My mom had
Your mom was decapitated?
Yeah, it just turns out. And I'm like, you shouldn't even be at a water park in November. It's cold. My mom
She's like, there's no people there. I have a thing about Band-Aids in the water. Your buddy Slim told me all about it. And I'm like, see? Another person with common sense out here. The water, it's full of Band-Aids.
My mom had carpal tunnel surgery.
Magic waters. They take the Band-Aids and they dissolve them, and that's how they make the water.
I need you to never speak about Band-Aids again. You've exceeded your...
Just pull some hair out. I'm like, there's Band-Aids everywhere. I turn on my sink. You just see water coming out. I'm like, do you not see the Band-Aids?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, he's schizophrenic.
Oh,
like,
he's actually lost his mind.
That's
I'm like, don't you see the Band-Aids? Talking green man with 5 eyeballs?
I'm like, well, yeah, he's weird about the Band-Aids. He nailed the description of me. That's normal. My mom had carpal tunnel surgery, and she was like scheduled to have it, and then her doctor flipped out of a water slide high up on his head and almost died. So it took months before she could have it. He came back, did that surgery. It looked really wrong, and then he retired forever. So she got the last surgery.
Like bad surgery he ever did?
Yeah, her whole arm turned green. Like bruising.
That's bad.
Yeah, she had pictures of it, and was like, is this okay? And
he was like, I'm retired and I'm about to
like,
go down and
my head hurt.
He's like, surgery, scalpel
but
doctor.
it implies that he like did the surgery and was like, I could never do this again.
Yeah, and that's fucked up. Because like,
your biggest fear.
Okay, because like, I'm sorry.
For your
I need to take a time out from this for a second because I just need to like, how crazy this situation actually is. Because picture
every part of it is insane.
Because there's like a million other occupations where you could do that and it would be 1,000 times more acceptable. Like I have shattered my pelvis. When I go back to work, I am probably going to have to take it easy for a little bit.
Right.
I'm not going to be able to like sprint across the store if there's an issue, you know? I'm just going to have to walk. But at a certain point, you know, like let's say I was like much older than I am now. Let's say I was like in my 60s and still doing this, you know? I might be like,
you get out there, you realize,
oh, maybe it's about time I got out of this. Like I did it too far. Yeah. Or like, you know, let's say even you're on a water slide, you get a traumatic injury, and you go back to work as a fucking pizza maker. And, like, you're tossing the dough, but you can't catch it. And then, like, your sauce application's all uneven. Yeah. You pop it in, it comes out, and they're like, the bottom's burnt, but the middle's raw. And then, like, the toppings are all fucked up, and you're just like, oh, gee, I don't know if I can make pizzas anymore. And it's like, that's like,
fine.
Hey, man, that's okay. Yeah. We'll just let you take the phone calls up front, and you can just take calls. But a surgeon, they're like, yeah, go ahead and operate on somebody. And then he was like, oh, man.
Well, I think the main point is the pizzas that person made suck, and you're like, that's fine. It's not that big of a deal.
Right, this is it's not even that
someone's fucking arm.
That big of a deal.
Someone's arm.
You're at Wendy's and you're like, guys, I fucked up my arm. I don't know if I can flip the burgers anymore. And they're like, that's fine. Why don't you just stand at the front register and take the orders?
Why don't you just see if we can cook them on one side? Maybe we've been. I do this.
Maybe
a lot
we've
in my
been
life
overcooking the burgers.
Maybe like how I used to swallow foods whole. I'm like,
wait,
for some reason.
Go back. What?
We've talked about this.
No, we haven't.
Yeah, I used to. When I was a kid, I realized that you could swallow things without chewing them.
Yeah.
And then I choked on the peaches the one time. And I had a lot of things when I was a kid. I was just thinking of one the other day. Now I can't remember what it is. But something where you're like, this is the only way that this has been done. But as a kid, you're like, I think I just found the cheat code.
I think I found a new way to do
like,
it.
You can just swallow food.
Just walking down the street and you're like, I think I just figured something out.
Yeah. Because I was like, you can just swallow it and we're spending time chewing. We can maximize our productivity if we just swallow food instead of chewing it.
I did something
and then I choked several times. I was swallowing pretzels and shit. Like I really started. Because then it's kind of like, what can I, like I knew that there had to be something that I wouldn't be able to swallow whole. And I was trying to find it and I found it.
I did something very similar, but it was only with soft foods because
that's how it starts.
Yeah, because I had, and I can still I can tell you exactly what the moment was where I first did this. I was like, I couldn't have been more than 6 or 7, just a dumb little kid doing dumb shit. And I made Jello in a Pyrex container, like a little Pusha T. And I'm sitting there like whipping my wrist, stirring the gelatin in, and I'm like, I'm the king of the ovenware. And call me the Pyrex Prince, baby. And I don't know why I sounded so little and feminine.
Because you're 6.
I'm at 6.
You sounded like this forever.
I'm 6, and I'm like I'm the king of the ovenware. But no, what I would do when I was a kid is I loved Jello, like that was just a thing for me, and I would make it in the Pyrex, and I was so impatient I wouldn't let it sit because they're like, let's sit in the fridge for 8 hours, and I'm like 8 hours, and so
I might not be alive in 8 hours,
and so I would put it in the freezer, and what that would do is it would eventually get to a point where it was like crispy little Jello ice crystals along the top, but then it was still very liquidy, but kind of set. And you just had to keep stirring it, and you could probably set it in like a half hour, 45 minutes. If you were real smart and you took the freezer and cranked it up all the way, and your dad's
Ruin
like,
all the other
dad's like $500 electric bill, and he can't thaw his hamburgers.
For days.
He's like, why won't this turkey thaw? But I realized that I could take huge big big mixing spoonfuls of Jello and just put it in and go because as a child I was very into dinosaurs, and so I would that was like my thing when I was a little kid was dinosaurs. Like some little boys are into cars, I was into dinosaurs.
I think a lot of people were.
And I watched.
But you thought dinosaurs just slid Jello down their throats?
Well, I would like my favorite movies were with Jurassic Park and The Lost World. Those were like my 2 favorite movies, and I would watch my dad would go to the library and get me all the Discovery Channel documentaries about dinosaurs and stuff. Yeah. And you'd watch them, and there'd be the mighty T-Rex ripping a big piece of flesh off and just go and swallow it. And so I'm like, I'm a T-Rex, and I'm taking Jello and just pouring it down my throat. And so I'm sitting there trying to choke it down, and that's when I was like, oh. You can just swallow things. See? And so
I think mine was mashed potatoes.
I never graduated past soft foods though. So that's where it's interesting that
I've always been a go-getter.
See,
I have to figure. I've also always need to get to someone has to stop me with things. Either the divine intervention of choking on food, but you know what I mean.
Divine
I'm inquisitive,
intervention,
and I want to figure out.
Right.
Yeah, mashed potato, Jello, soup. You get things that you're like. It's almost implied that you're just going to swallow.
I will, and
Then you go peaches, some other soft stuff.
I even do this. I even still
and then
will
you go
eat without
an entire steak.
See, I will eat without swallowing some foods today, but they gotta go. If I got some mac and cheese or
without
something,
swallowing, you will
eat. No.
Can I watch?
Sure.
Just put it in your mouth and then
eat without chewing. But if I got a big bowl of mac and cheese or something like that, I'll just shovel it in. I'm not sitting there.
I'm chewing mac and cheese.
I'm not sitting. See, if it's a soft pasta or if it's something like that, I'm not sitting there chewing. I don't think I chew mac and cheese now that I think about it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think this is crazy actually because that's not what I was.
Now you've got me overthinking this, and I'm gonna sit here and all the soft foods that I eat, I'm gonna overthink.
You're gonna have to relearn how to.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to relearn how to chew and everything.
Swallowing stuff. Yeah, I'd say I swallow ice cream now, and that might be it. You know what I mean? Because you can't chew ice cream.
And if you do chew your ice cream, you're a fucking psychopath.
It makes me so uncomfortable.
But you can't sit there in front of the boys and just suck on a big old fudge sickle.
Yeah, you got to you got to put your hood over and put your
No,
face
you
in
have
there
to
and
be a
pull
real.
it.
You have to be a real man. You got to sit there and pop out your knife and slice off pieces of it and eat it off the knife.
But yeah,
that's how a real G eats a hot dog at the cookout.
My mom had a weird arm. And
yeah, back to this crazy thing.
Yeah, it looked so fucking crazy. And he just never performed medicine again. And I'm pretty sure, I met him because I remember sitting in the lobby of, the hospital when the surgery was there. And I was reading the book A Clockwork Orange.
Okay.
So I was 6 or 7. I was probably
great book to read at 6 or 7.
Yeah.
First
really
of all, definitely
great book to read at 13.
Yeah, I think that's also about the time I read A Clockwork Orange.
I think that's how it works. And yeah, there's 2 types of men. You either just never read A Clockwork Orange, or you read it when you were an early teenager, and it formed your life views, and you didn't realize how
that
totally
is still
inappropriate it is.
One of the best books I ever read, simply because of how
the language,
your brain adjusts to it. I've never read anything like that where your brain actually adjusts to it so quickly like that too. Because the first couple of chapters, you're flipping back and forth, reading the index and everything. You're like, what the fuck are these words? But then halfway through, because I remember halfway through, I'm just reading the book and I'm like, oh, okay.
Then you start sprinkling it into your regular life and become the weirdest.
Yeah, because you're 13 in every piece of media
That's
that you
the
consume.
third layer to the V for Vendetta Joker, and then you just use
The Clockwork Orange.
No, you just use the words.
The lingo.
Yeah.
So let me get this straight. So you're in court. I call Drama McDramafield to the stand. Full legal name. We've never talked about it on the show until now.
We've alluded to
big
it.
secrets coming out in the last couple episodes, folks.
Yep.
Drama McDramafield lives at 123 Fake Street, Anytown, USA.
Which is hard to find.
Very hard to find, actually.
I
Try
waited
sending
years
some
to buy
mail
that
there.
house.
Unusually expensive. Try typing it into your GPS. You cannot get there.
You shouldn't.
Try to go to his house. Takes you 3 days to get there, and not because it's far away.
Some say it's always just right around the corner
And some might say
and disappear.
Some might say that it's right here.
Some would say the address is the fun we had along the way.
Some would say that the real surgeon who fucked up your mom's arm is the friends we made along the way.
Yeah.
Some would say the real schizophrenic breakdown, where I think there's band-aids in the water and my friend is green with 5 eyes, is the enemies we made along the way.
Long pause, better be good. Otherwise, you're fired. And it would suck to be fired on the
Now?
last 3 episodes.
Aw.
I replaced you in the last 3. That's like being fired on Saturday.
That's like those situations where like the band is at their peak and then like they fire the singer because they're like, yeah, he had a cocaine problem, and you're like, you guys are rock stars, you're supposed to have cocaine problems.
You really couldn't deal with
And
it.
then it's not like bringing in a new guitar player. It's a whole new singer, and everybody's like, this sucks. And then their record label drops them, and they're like, no, guys, big things coming soon. New album coming out independently. No producers, no executive anything, no label money, just 100% pure whatever the fuck our band name is. And it's the worst sounding album you've ever heard. It sounds like it was mixed in a potato bag by a raccoon.
Yeah. And then they eventually are like, we're bringing the original singer back.
Yeah, and they're like,
Like,
well, he got over his cocaine
never done
addiction.
the middle thing.
See, I feel like
Or
if
let him die if he died.
I feel
it
like
would
if
have
they're
been-
pissed about a cocaine addiction, it has to be like a Christian rock band. Can it be Wasp?
His wife's, well, technically now, but they weren't back then.
Then what was Striper?
Striper.
Yeah, Striper. Striper and Wasp. Isn't the singer from Slayer Catholic? But he's like, yeah, I'm Catholic, but this is
Yeah, it's something weird.
He's like, yeah,
And they're done now,
he's like,
too.
I'm Roman Catholic, but this satanic music makes me a lot of money, so I'm gonna keep doing it.
And you're like, that makes sense.
You're like, yeah, that makes so. He basically said it in a
Dave
really nice.
Mustaine from Megadeth is like religious now too.
Is he?
Yeah, I guess that's just the move.
I keep reading things about the new Megadeth album, and like, they're like,
That's
it's
upsetting.
they're like,
It's upsetting that you're even reading things about it.
like headlines.
Things are even coming up on your radar.
I'm seeing like headlines, and it's just
Subscribe
like
to-
4 very
You
old.
run the Megadeth
It's-
super fan page.
It's 3 very old men and 1 very young man, and
Is
because
the band?
yeah,
Really?
because like if you look at like current pictures of him, Dave Mustaine looks fucking wild because
Yeah.
he's got like a beard, but it's like speckled white and orange.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay,
Yeah.
and then it's like they're. I've always
Did I
loved.
tell you I
their-
saw the bassist in Barnes and Noble that I stopped in? I think last year.
Really?
Yeah, I thought I would have.
I was gonna say I actually love the bass. I think like because I will watch videos
Dave
of him.
Yeah,
it's some- Because I've watched video. I've seen some videos of him just like playing the Megadeth bass lines, and I'm like,
they're pretty sick. Well, it was
Okay.
the fucking theme for MTV. Remember when we were kids? Just like
Yeah.
and they never paid them for that.
so you saw him in a Barnes and Noble?
Yeah, I stopped at a Barnes and Noble. I don't know where. Outside of
I'll say
Chicago somewhere.
where. Yeah,
And
it had to be in like the Chicagoland area.
I was trying to look
He
at
wasn't
a-
in Rockford at the Barnes and Noble just hanging out.
But wait, I was looking to like look at a book before I purchase it for cheaper online. Do you do this?
That's
'Cause
what I
was
do with
like,
everything.
Yeah, there's a book that's like primarily artwork, and I was like, I'm not just gonna buy this. Let me look at it in person. And then I'm coming down this escalator, and there's just a tiny little table set up, as sad as you can imagine, and it's the bassist from Megadeth, and I was like, what? And I was with my girl, and I was like, it's the fucking bassist from Megadeth. To which she goes, what? And has no idea what any of that
Right?
is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I text my sister. I'm like, I'm at a Barnes and Noble, and the bassist from Megadeth is here signing something, and there was like 3 of the worst dudes ever.
Yeah.
I know what you're picturing, and
but
you
it's
are
worse.
right.
Oh,
You're-
is it worse or is it right?
I think you're right on top of it. Just
I'm
dumpy,
picturing.
like-
I'm just picturing like a jean jacket vest on at least one of them.
I think one was wearing a jean jacket.
Fuck yeah.
One was.
You can't be a Megadeth fan unless you have
All
a
of them
Canadian
just
tuxedo
look
in
like-
your closet.
That's why I'm glad we're putting a bullet in this podcast so we don't grow
Get
old
to that
and
point.
get the fucking fans where you're like, all my fans look like one dumpy, disheveled white guy. with various different
as
beards
two
and
dumpy,
hat
disheveled
ways.
looking white guys who run a podcast.
You don't want to have to.
You
be
don't
faced
want.
with
You don't
it.
want to have people that
I'm like,
remind.
where are all the big bosomed women? They're like women.
Oh my God! Can you imagine if, like, because statistically, most of our listeners are women, believe it or not, but it's actually just dudes that are bots.
That's also
We're getting catfished.
That's also a possibly outdated statistic that you've been referencing for like 2 years.
Because it's a fun statistic.
And that's why I'm not going to try to fix it. It's probably wrong now. I'm not going to.
I don't give a fuck. It's right as long as I believe it's right. You can just make up statistics. 68% of people know that.
But so I text my sister and I'm like, fucking, this dude's here. It's so crazy. I couldn't stop watching it, which must have made him feel great. And then I looked on, I think, Facebook, and he was going to Culture Shock like the next day. He was on a tour. I think he had a book or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was like, oh, fuck. I would have for sure, because I've met them before. I don't have it anymore, but I had signed like CD booklets from meeting Megadeth. I know we've told that on here, but yeah, I just don't want to have to grow up and
have to sit there and look at your life's work
especially
reduced.
Especially because, like, think about like peak Megadeth.
Back in like the 80s and stuff like that, when like thrash metal was at its peak.
Yeah, and even
because
like,
I mean they're one of the big four of thrash. Because who's the big four? Metallica, Anthrax, Megadeth, and
then they say Slayer, but it doesn't make sense.
Yes, I don't.
And that's they say like a lot of people will be like it's 3, it's not Slayer, and then other people
I was gonna say
like,
who would the fourth
Slayer.
be if it's not Slayer then?
I don't think there is.
Testament.
No, but yeah, because
Deicide.
Megadeth was like so like not regarded until they like fucking got away from Metallica because the fucking Metallica.
Well, because it was Peace Sells, but who's buying?
Yeah,
that like blew them up, or was it Rust in Peace?
No, it was I think Peace Sells was like the big one, and then what's the one with the guy Countdown to Extinction? Because then they had like Symphony of Destruction, which I swear to God someone just said in my face recently.
Symphony of
weird,
like sang the song or just said the song title?
No, I was just walking past someone at a bus stop and they're like Symphony of Destruction. And that's my wake up slam. People just come by and say Megadeth song titles gently to me. No, I feel like someone said it in my face, but I don't know when that would have happened.
I'm gonna wait till shows. I'm gonna wait till shows come back, and I'm just gonna like come behind you in the pit and be like, "Peace Sells, but who's buying?" And then like
I'm gonna be so confused. Yeah, I don't even know why we're
Rust
still
in
talking
peace,
about
motherfucker. Just like get moshed. What? Just get moshed away. Stop recording.
I just accidentally pressed the button.
Oh, I
so
felt like it hasn't
a
been doing it for like 20 minutes, and I was like, "Oh my God,
recording? What do you mean?
They missed some prime Megadeth material."
Yeah, what would we have done if people?
What would we have done if people missed 20 minutes of Megadeth talk?
Yeah, I accidentally immediately pressed on record, so there's going to be a weird video thing I'm going to have to figure out. But we did get a submission finally.
Holy shit, we have a submission?
And it's a big, beefy bitch.
That's what I like to hear.
Let's get into it. It comes from...
Not saving it for the end?
No, this starts with some nice commentary about us, but I feel like it's weird to split it up.
But it eventually
you know
deviates into a lot of hate mail?
Yes, of course, as most of them
I just want to say I used to love you guys and respect you guys and look up to you. When you guys came out, I thought this is a podcast that I can stand behind. And then come episode 3, it started going downhill.
That's what my brain does. Yes, of course, get your submissions in if you haven't yet, because it's no fucking cap, baby.
Yeah, no cap. This is ending.
There's only
we're ending this.
3 more. Is there 3 more then?
After this one comes out, yeah, we got 3 more.
No, there's technically 4 because it's the 10th. This is what I keep getting confused.
So this is episode 6 we're recording right now?
So
yeah, so 4 more.
So get them in if you want to say the personal. Nice. We've gotten.
I think we should read it. I mean, it was very nice.
Well,
we
person
should
who texts us the nice big long text. If you want us to read it on the end, do it. It felt like it had personal information in it. Was why I was like, I don't know if I'd read it.
Well, yeah.
I had a bunch. Or just write new shit. But yeah, if you want to tell us nice shit, we're saving it for the last one. Otherwise, if you want to just do a dumbass, stupid, regular submission,
we'll take those for the next month.
Be gone. I don't give a fuck. Do what you want to do, but don't come crying to me when you can't ask us a crazy 3 quick ones. Remember those?
You remember when we did those?
But yeah, so this one's... Oh, fuck. I think this fucking stopped. Okay. Fucking shit. So since we talked about the podcast stopping, my computer is trying to help us. It listens like everything does. We think everything was recorded, but we don't know anymore.
We don't know.
Anyway, so yeah, leave us submissions or don't. We're going to get into this. It comes from tits.boobs, and the email is fuckshitpiss@ass.com.
Glad to know people still stick with it. They know what aesthetic we're about.
They better. Could you imagine? Like, signed, sincerely, form. Fuck it.
What? It sincerely, farmersonly.com. Farmersonly.com is sending us submissions?
Yeah, they've been trying to sponsor the podcast, but I made some loose
Big
comments
horny
about
sponsor.
fucking cows, and they were like, "Yes, that's exactly it."
Big
And
horny
that's the point.
sponsor, ChristianMingleFarmersOnly.com. It's the website for Christian Farmers Only.
It says, "Hey dads, listening to you guys every Friday has been a weekly ritual for me for a while now, and thank you for it. Thank you for keeping me company in my car rides." Oh my god, dude, are you fucking kidding me?
Does it just keep stopping?
Yeah, it's like stopping and not stopping. Maybe if I just hello. No, it's not working. We don't know what we've done, but the podcast hates us now. And just so everyone knows, we're going to clean this up, but it is like stopping recording, or it's telling me it's stopping recording. It's giving me an error message, but then it's still recording even after I stop recording. So we think Slim's house is haunted, which I knew, but it just hasn't come up a bunch.
I knew. Slim denies it.
Yeah. All right, so sorry for this nice submission that's going to be butchered by the fucking equipment. Thank you for keeping me company in my car rides to and from work. It kind of sucks that the podcast is ending, but I'm feeling hopeful about what you guys will do in the future. Also, fuck you guys for leaving me. Not only will I fight Leonard for the position of biggest Dapperdad fan, but I will win too.
Well, you're that
Yeah, it turns out that Leonard doesn't even listen anymore.
Yeah.
Again, one of the many secrets.
One of the big secrets.
Oh my god, you've got to fucking fuck me. You've got to come fuck me in my fucking dick, dude. What does that mean? I guess I should look into that. But see, it shows it's still recording, but it doesn't show a waveform. I don't want to gamble with it because it's not showing the waveform, but then when I listen back, it has recorded. This is quite a conundrum that we've never faced before. I guess we'll see if it happens again.
How much time do we have left?
Half an hour, because this is a big submission, so I thought it would take some time. But instead, it's just going to be us talking about how this isn't working, right? But it is working. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, yeah, Leonard doesn't listen. I'd love to see a fight. I won't organize it, but I will.
I will
watch it.
Commentate on it while it's happening.
Yeah, we could commentate it. I feel like that makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah, that's what big medium cap. That's what we're getting into after the podcast is sports commentating.
Yeah, like we want to be like Joe Rogan. Because Spotify also offered us a deal that's worth millions to stop doing the podcast. They don't want to buy it. They just want it to
They're
not
like,
exist.
we don't want to host it anymore. We don't want to know people are listening to it.
We'd like to just pretend it never happened.
If we never see that.
Said the money.
I'll show you my stomach tattoo. I just have the logo tattooed right here.
Yeah, me neither. I have it on my kneecaps. It was very painful.
On your thighs, and it says "fuck me," and you're like,
yeah, that was unrelated. I've had that for a while. You just haven't seen me in my
stick,
short
and you
shorts
put
yet.
your thighs together, and it makes an arrow that points to your dick like a Mad Magazine fold.
I put my legs together, and it presses my dick down. You know what I mean?
That's worse.
Stretches it out.
But then it's just like a little bit of dick sticking out between your knees.
I just got a little bit of dick sticking out between the knees. This thing's happening again.
It's happening.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna fucking Google this fucking error message so that we know.
Take your time.
Okay. I read a thing on the internet that said it would fix it. So we shall see if it does.
Yeah, that's what they said about that ground up dinosaur bone tiger penis blend in my impotence, but we all know how that went. Now I can't taste sweet.
That might be a different problem. All right. And then it says...
Now all the food tastes like styrofoam and I have a dry cough.
Well, you've been eating styrofoam.
Whoa. You just opened my
You were
fridge.
like, it's 2 meals. I get the food and the styrofoam and the styrofoam. It's like when you go for breakfast and they're like, do you want pancakes or toast? And you're like, pancakes, because it's a little other meal.
Yeah, because that's that. Okay.
Hey,
that option is, I know, but that option is crazy
this
to
is,
me.
Again, one of the things I bring up in public constantly.
Would you like 2 small buttered pieces of cold toast
yeah,
or a fat stack of flapjacks?
And it's, yeah, we're going to go right back down this road.
Yep.
But it's crazy because I personally forget how amazing pancakes are
until
I
I'm
eat
eating them. Yes.
And I never even seek them out. It's usually like a side, and I'm like, I'm not concerned with that. And then you're like, I have to take a bite. You don't want them to come back and take a full plate.
Those little shaker things you get, you just pour the water in, you just make quick pancakes with it. Because who the fuck wants to sit there with the Bisquick and stir it up and all this other shit? My mom used to make the best homemade pancakes, but it would take her like an hour to do it.
Have you seen the Japanese pancakes?
The fluffy
the
ones?
Big fat
the
things?
big shaky.
I want that
those so
bad. That looks like one of the most fun things I could put in my mouth.
I can tell you how to make it.
I read how to make it. I would
say it's just meringue instead of regular eggs.
I feel like I saw something else too that, like, I don't know. It's just, I like when you see a regular food and you're like, oh, we've made it funner.
A little funner. Yeah, a little bit funner.
Like, yeah. It's probably not that groundbreaking. It's probably
like
just like eating 3 pancakes at once.
Right. It's like the idea of like a spicy chicken nugget. You're like, oh, we've had chicken nuggets and spicy chicken sandwiches for so long, but now a spicy chicken nugget?
Especially when it makes the food bigger and funner looking. Like taking a pancake.
Have you seen videos?
Oh my God, you're such a little skink.
Have you seen the videos where people like fry up the rice?
This video is gonna be a fucking nightmare.
It's gonna be wild, and I am so sorry for what. I mean, just raw.
This is the ideal. Wow, there we are. Are we? Yep, there we are.
Okay.
Cross your dicks and hope to cry. All right, let's get into submission before we just abandon the fucker because it won't stop being stupid. All right, for the sake of continuity, here are some would you rathers. Would you rather piss out of your ass or shit out of your dick?
Well,
I feel like this has come up before.
I feel like I don't want to harp on it, but I feel like it has.
I feel like everything has. If we're talking dicks and shit, we've covered
every. We've in fact broken new ground on it that people were not aware of.
We have some radical dick and shit ideas.
We have some radical dick shit ideas that don't get talked about enough in public.
No. I think the clear answer here is to pee out of your ass.
Pee out of your ass, because quite frankly, I don't know if you've ever had the shits before.
I have peed out of my ass, yes.
Yeah, I've had food poisoning to the point where it feels like I am just peeing out of my butt. And in fact, I can tell you exactly what that feeling is like, because it's like where you go to push the shit out, but then like, I'm so sorry, I don't know another way to explain this, but you do not feel your asshole spread for the shit. It just like seems to squirt out of your closed asshole, and then you hear it hitting.
That is Slim describing diarrhea that we've all had and didn't need anyone. No one was like, I think I might have had it, but
I'm just trying to get you to convey convey what my thought process is here.
Yeah,
and I
it's
think,
like
and I'm thinking
out of your ass.
Now, if I'm shitting out of my dick, is it coming out? Is it like a shit, or is it like a stream of little shit coming out of my dick?
I think it depends on, because sometimes.
Do I have to clean my dick? Do I have to drill my dick afterwards with a Q-tip to get it clean? Like, is that what wiping your ass is like if you shit out of your dick?
No, I think you know how when you squeeze a little.
It's like a
extra
tube of toothpaste.
Hold on, we're talking about two different things. First off, I think the shit varies. Like how sometimes you take a big hard shit that feels like it's ripping your ass. So I think you could take a big shit. I think traditionally it would come out
like
smaller.
If you hold it in for a couple of days, you might have
you might have a big dick shit.
Big old dick shit.
Suck to get out. And then I think
you're at the doctor, and what are your dick shits like? I mean, pretty regular, soft.
Real soft.
Based on this chart right here that I'm going to need you to not laugh at.
You got to fill a cup up of the urine test, but you should.
Based on these 7 descriptions of your poop that I'm going to need you to not laugh at, because this is a doctor's office, how would you describe it? Runny and wet like a soft serve machine that broke in the middle of the summer. Tiny little hard pebbles like you'd find in the bottom of the Mississippi River and throw at your friends.
I think we're going to different doctors.
Doctors? I'm going to the vet.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
Vets are the best doctors, because that's when they get to practice on the craziest animal of all, human.
Wow, insightful. I think the wiping would be like when you know how you jerk off. Could you describe that to me? Because I might need to know.
Oh, I wait until I'm about a quarter hard, and by a quarter I mean like 25%, and then
quarter hardly know. That one worked well. They don't always work well. I've been told recently I do it a lot now.
I also do it a lot to myself and the cat, and then I'm like, I hardly knew her.
That's crazy.
And then she's just like, wow, which means not funny. I've heard this joke too much. You're a hack. And I'm like, whoa.
But I think
who taught you that word?
When you jerk off, you've ejaculated, you're done. Do you ever run your dick along that pipe that the doctor put in under your dick for relief?
Yeah, just to get that little extra bit out.
Yeah, because otherwise it's going to come in your pants.
Yeah.
Right.
And you don't want it to leak out. And you don't got to pee right away.
You don't want it to leak out while you're standing, the only person in line of a record store that opened moments ago buying Chief Keef back from Dead on Vinyl. I got it, but I did come in my pants while the transaction was happening, not out of excitement.
Yeah, that's a lie.
I had been aroused previously.
Emission.
And do you ever have it where like I have it specifically if I ever like get a boner for some reason, or I'm like getting turned on and it doesn't actually
if I get a boner once every blue moon.
Yeah, but then you don't actually like do anything with it, and then you just put it in your pants, and eventually a little comes out in your pants, and it usually feels cold pretty quickly.
Yeah, very quickly.
It's crazy that people let me do this to them with the the cum, not in my pants. I don't make them wear my pants and I jerk off down into it.
That's a fetish that we shouldn't get into until the very last episode.
Yeah, we're gonna tell all our fetishes in the last episode, and
stay tuned.
You would not believe that they're fetishes.
Yeah, you would not believe that
for 6 people.
You would not believe that people are coming to this, but
people.
let me tell you, I'm one of the 6.
But yeah, I think you would wipe the shit out of your penis by pressing it like that,
and then like take a little bit of toilet paper and just
whatever
catch it.
Get a bidet and point the stream from the bidet into your dick hole.
You get drunk, you go to pee in the sink, but you shit in the sink.
Yeah, shit in your sink downstairs. Oh, I forgot.
And it just looks like
I made a deal with the genie. I think is what we.
I saw.
Chalk this up to.
I don't
know why I would ask for that.
I've been watching. Okay, you get 3 wishes. Okay, I know.
Shit out of my dick.
Shit out of my dick. Oh shit! It's supposed to be unlimited wishes first. No, you're supposed to free the genie, then get unlimited wishes because he's so happy you freed him. But then he doesn't have to give you the wishes because he's freed, but he's so appreciative that he'll do it anyway. Jazzy, isn't it?
I don't remember the genie having a song.
Do I remember the plot to Aladdin?
Are you thinking about the Return of Jafar, the underrated sequel?
I want to walk like you. No, that's the Jungle Book.
Yeah, I don't know if the genie had a song.
No, the genie sings a song in Aladdin. I guarantee it.
I think it's "Come Sail Away" by Styx.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Robin Williams, I'm sailing away, and like all the goofy voices he used to do.
Do we have any more about shit and dick?
I think it's just pissing out the ass because the only other commentary I have to say about shitting out of your dick is I've been watching like a lot of cooking videos, and one of the things that I saw recently is someone makes like
shit out of their dick while making French toast.
Oh, that's the only way to do it. It's called like an omelette. But they take ice cold water and then you take like just melted chocolate and you like squirt it in, so it's like it's exactly what it looks like, but you make like a bowl shape out of it in the cold water, so you can like put other candies or like cake into this bowl of
edible
chocolate.
Here. You want to do a real Willy Wonka of your whole house, if you like, which I wanted to. I use this my term. Doing a real Willy Wonka traditionally means pretending that you can't walk, doing a cartwheel, and jumping up and being super fit. We all remember that. That's like the main.
That's the thing.
To me, I think that's the whole main plot of
Willy Wonka is
Charlie
that
and the Chocolate Factory.
Fakes a disability.
And that the grandparents.
Grandpa Joe's a piece of shit. Willy Wonka's also a piece of shit.
How are they sleeping in the bed?
How?
Look at the photos. It doesn't
head.
make sense.
Feet to head.
Yeah, but there's just.
It sucks.
To a bed.
It sucks. Being poor sucks.
And the mom made like washcloths.
Candy factory, where I'm sure he got plenty of nutrients from all the candy he was eating.
But I want you when you're back to what like 76% is like the best you can do, right? Not 100. You know how people are like, I'm 100.
I wasn't at 100% before.
That's what I mean. Like 76 is like your best.
I think I was coasting at like 42 when I crashed. So if I can get to 76, I'll be much better.
Well, when you're back to whatever you think is normal, and the rest of us comment quietly behind your back, it's not normal.
Oh, I wish you hadn't said that because I'm afraid of that all the time.
I want you to, everybody that you haven't seen since it happens, Willy Wonka them. I wanted to do it with my ass when you had known that my ass was bad and I came over. Because imagine if I came in and I was just like, oh.
I just picture I'd just be like another day with old man drama.
Yeah, so I need you to do that when we start going out again, go to the bar, and you're like, oh, Slim, I haven't seen you forever. And you're like, yeah, after the shattered pelvis. And then you do a cartwheel and you re-shatter your pelvis.
Now, okay, how about this? Because I'm going to have to return the wheelchair. It's a rental. But I got the cane. So I figured do the Willy Wonka, walk into a show with the cane, pit opens up, throw the cane up into the air, and just start destroying everybody.
No, I think
not even that.
And that's a real Willy Wonka.
How about
you have to hit someone in the head with the cane, knock them out, and then open up the pit. That's how the pit opens.
Knock him in the head.
People are trying to give him
rip
space
my shirt open,
out,
and I am like so buff, and I've got like still a little chubby, but you can see where some abs are starting to push through, and you're like, oh my god, I think I'm gay for Slim.
And that's it. That has nothing to do with Willy Wonka in this situation.
Well, yeah, because then
I don't know if we watched
backflip.
different movies, but Willy Wonka didn't show his abs to children and make them think they were gay for him.
I'm a real adult drunken Willy Wonka, but only with my friends, no kids.
Anyway.
I'm going to make my stupid drunk friends fall in love with my chubby abs.
Would you rather get a blowjob from Baraka from Mortal Kombat or a handy from Edward Scissorhands from Edward Scissorhands?
As opposed to the Edward Scissorhands from Dragnet?
We both had different ideas.
A lot of Edward Scissorhands out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need you to put out an APB on a Douglas Jones. There's 17 Douglas Jones in this area. Figure it out. That's what the FBI does.
So Baraka has fucked up teeth is the thing, right?
Yeah, Baraka's like the
Claw
one
teeth?
where it's like the
Yeah,
like
big
Chelsea
mouth.
grin, but it's got like all the sharp teeth in it.
Okay.
Is Baraka using teeth though?
I mean,
Because I mean, I hate to be this
clawed
guy,
teeth.
but every blowjob I've ever gotten has been in a mouth with teeth. So I hate to be this guy
I
about
have to leave.
it. Yeah, I must go.
I have to go check.
You've
on
been
some
getting
things.
real TJs out here, haven't you?
Tog jobs.
Tooth jobs. A toe tugging tooth job.
Yeah.
That's the next
But I
Rock Billy
think
Jam right there.
Baraka's teeth are just huge fangs.
Let me just pull up a quick Baraka
Please.
so we can get
Was he ever in the
visual.
movie?
God, I saw Mortal Kombat so long ago.
I saw it not as long ago. The first one.
Why is it always with a K?
What about a
Baraka.
hand job from Jax with metal arms? Good or bad? Side note: This has
Oh
nothing to do
man,
with
you
what
want to
we're
talk a mouthful of teeth?
doing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Ugh. Okay, so yeah, he doesn't
Let me
even have
see.
lips.
Yeah, that's yeah. I'm
Yeah.
immediately going with Edward Scissorhands. Because pull up Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah, because
They're like out.
they're gloves, aren't
yeah,
they?
they're not on
'Cause,
the
I mean, you can
finger.
just-
you could wrap them around.
Like one of the but put it here, like one of these situations, so like the knives
Yeah,
are pointing away.
That's what I mean. I think you could totally get away with that. It'd be like I think you could get a hand job from Freddy Krueger. You know what I mean with the glove. If I had to go between Freddy Krueger and
Okay, I'm trying to
Edward
find one where we
Scissorhands,
can
Edward Scissorhands.
Edward Scissorhands. I'm gonna look up hands close up. No, not costume.
Because Edward Scissorhands is also more attractive and feminine, pale and black hair. That's how I like my women. So
Okay, here's like a movie prop replica that this is such a weird item to own. I just want to point that out. Like a movie prop replica of just the gloves that says Edward Scissorhands across it. But I mean, if you look,
I feel like there's a way to
There's-
go about it.
the
Yeah.
thumb isn't exactly a scissor. Well, it is, but there's like a soft glove bit right there. See, so I'm thinking if
I
you
know.
get your dick
And
squeezed in
also,
between these two
the scissors
gears.
can be closed, right?
Yeah, I don't think the scissors are
Always
always
open?
inherently open.
Yeah. So I feel like
Why does he have the scissor hands again? I think I saw this
don't
movie when I
know.
was 7
Yeah,
and like never
I'm
watched
also
it
realizing
again.
that.
Okay, wait, actually, here we go. Here's a shot of the gloves, like with an inside of the palm. So like, yeah, here's like the
Yeah.
gloves.
So you totally like it's not gonna be the best.
No, I mean like it looks like it's like shitty old leather with like some metals.
But also, like I said, Edward Scissorhands is very cute. So there's
Yeah,
the added
he's- I mean,
benefit
like-
of that. You know what I mean?
I mean, like I
the
hate
little goth girl.
I mean, yeah, I mean, like let's pull up some pictures of Edward. I mean, like in a way, Edward Scissorhands is a cute
Besides
little
the
goth girl.
fucked up scars.
Okay, because I mean, like real talk. I mean, like you'd let a girl that looks like that give you a hand job.
I just said when you were searching for that, like pale and black haired is like some of my favorite women.
Yeah, so I would definitely let Johnny Depp
Mousy.
in this costume jerk me off.
Yeah, I'd let Johnny Depp right now jerk me off
I don't know about right now.
just for the clout.
For the clout, always.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Always for the clout.
Not for the.
I was jerked
masturbation.
off by Johnny Depp, and then we went and smoked weed with Marilyn Manson together.
Yeah, in a little tiny room. There was a tiny
It
room.
was always in tiny rooms or behind a bush.
So yeah, for sure, Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah, I'll get
Baraka.
an Edward Scissorhands job.
Yes.
Episode title, remember it.
I won't. Would you rather be mauled to death, or boiled to death, or drowned in shit?
Whoa.
The highly sought after triple. Would you rather? There's so
Boiled
many
to
options.
death,
Yeah, mauled
mauled,
Boiled.
boiled, or drown in shit.
or drown in shit.
What am I being mauled by?
I would have to say like a tiger.
I would say a tiger or like 1,000 ferrets, like, because that changes things.
Wow, yeah. We always say more specific. Would you rather's?
This is about
That's
okay,
what makes
because
them
yeah,
better.
because let's get specific about this. So,
think-
what type of animal is mauling me?
I'd say tiger. That's the first thing I think your brain
Like a
goes
big
to.
cat, like a cougar, a
yeah,
tiger,
yeah,
a panther,
yeah.
a lion,
Or
a tiger,
bear,
a bear, oh
something
my.
like that. Yeah, something like that. That's gonna be
Okay, so a large
pretty
animal.
brutal.
What are we being boiled in? Is it just water?
Just water. I'd
Just
say.
hot water?
Yeah, just yeah,
Like that horrible story I told you before the show?
yeah. So
Um,
yeah, it's your
My hell.
comeuppance.
Yeah, my comeuppance, some would say. You know, if you don't know the background, it sounds like I boiled a man. Whatever. Everybody, we gotta go to the grave with a few mysteries.
Yeah, maybe we'll tell it in the last episode.
Maybe.
Probably not.
The only way to
We
find
might
out is
never
to stay
remember.
tuned.
We might never remember.
And then drowned in shit?
Drown in shit. Yeah,
Drown in shit. Okay, so
seems difficult. Does that imply that the shit is real?
now with the boiling,
Liquidy?
am I completely submerged, like my head and everything, or is it like I'm dipped in, like just in like my head's above the water and I'm being boiled like that?
How much does that change things for you?
A
if it is
lot,
one or the other
actually,
one?
believe
Really?
it or not, because drowning is like my biggest fear. Like dying and not being able to breathe while I'm dying is like my biggest fear.
But I would wonder if the boiling would be so excruciating that your brain wouldn't even process the drowning so much. Because if it's like just boiling hot water, and regardless of how you're dumped in it, I feel like it's going to be such an unbelievable pain that I feel like your brain might even shut off everything else, like they say.
Because I even think like being boiled like that, because that's a mix of like being cooked and drowning it. That's basically burning alive and drowning at the same time.
Right, which is
fucked up.
Two ones that.
But then drowning in shit is also like.
I'm gonna for sure not drown in shit. That sucks, and that implies that everybody's just.
That implies that there's so much shit that like.
How drama die? Oh, we drown in shit.
Because I mean,
and I feel like too many people are gonna be like, makes sense, and then I'm gonna be like, fuck.
And then my shit covered ghost
like
is gonna be
being mauled to death is the coolest.
That's what I was gonna go with maul because like I think it would still all these hurt. One way or another.
The thing that scares me about being mauled is I'm afraid like
you don't die right away.
Yeah, I'll be like left to bleed out,
your
and
guts.
it's just like they attack me and then I'm there and I'm going to die, but it takes forever.
Yeah,
being boiled I feel like would be the fastest, but it sounds like the worst. And drowning and shit is just still drowning, which is
right.
I never want to drown. I think I'd rather.
I'm gonna say maul just because maul is like that's gonna be the coolest one to tell people about.
Yeah, for sure. And it's just
how did he die? Oh, he was mauled.
It's also the most exotic.
He was mauled by a Bigfoot. At least we think it was a Bigfoot. We sent the hair back to the lab for testing. All came back human hair, though. Does that mean Bigfoot's a human?
There's only one way to find out.
Hunt a Bigfoot?
All right. Would you rather die during 9/11 or during the sinking of the Titanic? Well, you were at fault for both of those, right?
Yeah, so I mean, this guy seems to really be sending a personal attack.
Yeah. Well, he killed, ironically,
first of all,
two of his family members were in each one of those. You know what I mean?
I just want to say that the Titanic was not 100% my fault. The sure icebergs are big, but like it's like at night. Like you know how you're like looking like you're driving around at night looking for a bar and you're like, "Oh, this would be so much easier in the daytime to find."
Right.
Yeah, it's like that. Like you can't, I mean,
so
like
just a simple.
I mean, sure, maybe if I like wasn't drunk and like had my glasses on, I could have seen the iceberg coming, but like
well, you took the wheel off of the ship.
Because it was funny, and I was like, when the captain gets back from dinner, he's gonna be like, "Where's the fucking wheel, you asshole?" And I'm gonna be like,
captains are.
And I'm gonna be like, "Captain, I don't know what you're talking about." And he's like, "Aye, matey, we gotta find that fucking wheel."
But you can't put it back on; it just doesn't work.
We gotta find that fucking wheel. We might hit an iceberg. And I said, "Iceberg, hardly knew her."
And then,
yeah, and then we just heard of steel getting ripped open by ice.
Is that someone gasping for air?
Yeah, everyone gasping for air because the ship sank so fast. We were all just underwater before we could even realize it.
I would for sure rather die in the Titanic. 9/11 seems fucked up.
Yeah, because
and that's the crazy thing is 9/11 is one of the biggest tragedies that's ever happened to America. Everybody feels sad about it, whatever.
I mean, we're losing more people every day than we did in 9/11, but whatever.
Oh, I hate that you just did that. What a stupid thing to do. The Titanic is like glorified. Like there's a fun movie about it.
Is that movie fun?
Most of it's fun.
The second VHS is not fun. Yeah, the first VHS was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you don't put the second one in. He draws her naked. You see drawn boobs and they
were those my first movie boobs?
Should have been.
Could have been. Should have been.
But yeah, it's more like everybody. Like it's probably a similar tragedy, not the same, obviously. But like it's just like it's like a fun movie. I was right with when I said I get that there's still bad things in the movie, but even the end, people are like, it's such a beautiful, like they loved each other so much, even though they totally could have still.
Even though it was still a horrible fucking tragedy.
Yeah, and they could have he totally could have lived.
Totally, she's selfish.
The thing, you know what I mean? Anytime you're on the front of a boat, you try to hold a bitch up. She doesn't know you. You get scared, you drop her. She doesn't fall in the water. She falls in a lower deck that you didn't understand was there.
But she like flips over the railing and like smacks her face on the side of the thing.
Yeah. It's fucked up.
Shits her pants while she's down. You just hear the she just shits everywhere. I guess that's why they call it the poop deck. I see why they call it the poop deck, and the ship captain's like, matey, you better find that fucking wheel.
They put you in a jail in the boat. That's the scariest of jails.
A jail.
Because isn't that in the Titanic? Weren't there people like or was it the working staff? There's someone is on the bottom level. It might have been the staff. Like they have to live there too. And like that's where everybody just died immediately.
Yeah, because
like obviously the water came in and it all went up to the ceiling. And then everybody fell like the beginning of Ghost Ship and got fucking slit in half.
Yeah, and that guy's head got slit in half.
Yeah, but and then it takes a second and it goes.
Is it even a 2000s horror movie if somebody didn't get a body part chopped and then just sat there like for a minute as their body slowly fell apart? Because I saw a picture of that because it was Ghost Ship, and then in Underworld that happens. They cut through the guy's head, and then in Resident Evil, the laser grid that like slices the guy.
I think it happens in Jason X too.
Would you rather get your head chopped in half, like with the wire, like in Ghost Ship, or have the laser grid take you apart, like in Resident Evil.
I don't remember the laser grid as vividly.
They're like doing the
probably whatever one killed me faster.
I think they
laser
both.
grid.
I feel like laser grid would kill you fastest.
Whatever like makes me not feel anything.
Oh, say because I just remember.
I mean?
Well, because I feel like if your face was severed here,
I also that one is a fall. Like everybody falls, right? Or what?
in Ghost Ship.
Yeah, because it turns over and everybody falls, and that's why everybody gets cut.
No, the wire like snaps from tension and it like
Oh,
whips
yeah.
across.
Oh,
and the
yeah.
little girl's the only
Oh,
one that
yeah.
survives
That's
because she's so
fucking
short.
crazy.
She
I need
doesn't
to
get
just
cut in
rewatch
half.
the beginning of that.
Because
Not
remember
rest
the
of
guy's
it.
like bent over to like talk to her and like his
Yeah.
head gets sliced right
Yeah.
at the mouth and it just falls onto her.
Yeah. That. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess both of those. I probably am fine with whatever. I don't remember the grid one enough.
Ghost Ship. I thought Ghost Ship was a pile of ghost ship.
So yeah, are we dying in Titanic or 9/11?
I'm saying Titanic because
9/11 just feels so much worse.
I
I'm,
mean,
like,
and
sad
I don't want to be this guy because they've never made like a fun movie about 9/11, you know?
Well, you
Where
want to workshop
I
it?
mean, you know,
Netflix,
I mean,
Netflix is like,
I'm-
don't even say it in the same sentence. Well, like it's a rom-com
it's
about 9/11.
it's a romantic comedy, really light on the comedy, really heavy on the romance between one of the terrorist
There's
pilots.
some heavy petting in Tower 1, let's say that.
We put forth
it's
the
between the pilots.
no. The pilot and somebody that works in the Twin Tower.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and that's how their love is torn because he's like, I must crash this
I
plane
feel
in
like-
America, and the person's like, no, you can't do it.
I feel like one day this could happen.
Yeah.
I think we might be a little too touchy about it, which it's also like it's
It's been long enough.
yeah, it's
we can
been
make a movie
quite a
about it.
while.
Yeah.
It's been 20
If they
on
can
the
make that-
20th anniversary. 9/11 20.
Well, what is it?
11,
23
20.
years and you can make jokes about it?
I don't know,
21
I've
years and
never
you can
heard
make
that.
jokes about it?
I think 20 is solid. And that's next year.
Yeah.
If we can get this rolling, we could release it on 9/11 of 2021.
Very light on the comedy, very heavy on the romance. One Taliban fighter hell-bent on bringing destruction to America.
I'm back off the project now.
One beautiful redhead that works in Tower Number 2 is about to get the shock of her life when she realizes that she's in love with a terrorist.
It's got to have you'll never forget the romance.
You'll never forget the spills, the thrills, the
What else
chills.
did they say about 9/11? Yeah, you got to have like a good.
You will never forget this movie.
Yeah, that just makes it sound bad. When
Well,
his-
it's 9/11, so I don't think it's something that we can be like, oh yeah, that makes it sound
can
bad.
figure it
Oh,
out.
it makes 9/11 sound bad.
That's how bad it is. That's what I mean. Making it sound good. When his plane went crashing into her tower of a heart, something like that.
She worked in Tower 2. He was driving plane 1. That is just actual footage of the fucking tragedy.
I love the idea that we make this movie and we completely don't even talk about like the tragedy part of it. Like somehow the plane flies right by it. He
No,
goes
it has to
and
do like a stupid thing where it's like, like just goes right over the bed. Everyone's like, woo!
And then
A bunch of
then
New
the second plane
a
comes.
bunch of New Yorkers are like, woo! That was a spicy meatball.
We're
And then-
we're gonna lean real into some offensive
Hey,
Italian stereotypes.
and then the girl runs outside and she's like, my boyfriend is gonna crash into a tower because he doesn't love me. And someone's like, hey, this is New York City. You fuck with one of us, you fuck with all of us. And just a big crowd of fucking New Yorkers starts marching towards Tower 2 as the plane.
Jesus Christ.
Oh.
And people are like, I feel like this is just written for them to make fun of Italians, and we're like, not entirely.
Not entirely. Do you make the Sunday gravy with the nana at the house like you're supposed to?
All right, we got to get through some of these. Would you rather have a clone that is your best friend and is always down to kick it with you, or have a clone that is basically your slave? Being a slave, they wouldn't have any free will. They would basically be around to take your place for shit you don't want to do. I guess you could fuck them too. Well, it's
I
implied
guess.
that we're gonna fuck either.
It's
of
implied
them.
that I'm gonna fuck
Best
either
friend or
one.
slave. I mean,
Yeah, because if
have
it's
sex
if
with
it's
them.
my best friend, it's like just like me. There eventually we're gonna get bored and drunk enough to be like, hey, you want to jerk each other off and see what that's like, and then it's all
knowing my clone, he'll probably suggest it first.
yeah, knowing my clone, he's gonna be like, why start there? Why not just 69? And I'm like, whoa,
Fair enough.
this guy knows what he's talking about. But he always presents it in a very reasonable way that I would agree with too. And I'm like, damn, that guy's smart.
Yeah.
Is my clone smarter than me?
Yeah, and that's
New brain firing off.
New brain firing off.
I kill him, take his good heart, replace my bad heart with it. Same with the pelvis. I start growing clones to get new body parts.
But because we're clearly on a pitch roll here, You cut him open.
Okay.
You kill him. You cut him open.
And he's filled with candy.
Pacemaker. Band-Aids. Band-Aids full of Band-Aids.
Band-Aids for blood.
And you realize that you killed your best friend to try to take his heart.
But as he's dying, he goes, "You had my heart all along." It's a love story.
We are nailing. It's a rom-com. Everything's a
rom-com.
Even when it's a horror movie, it's a rom-com.
It's got to be one of those rom-coms that has like 20 big A-list actors in it where they can't, their names are so tiny on the poster, and then it's like Love Actually.
Yeah, I would go with the friend.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I could also bully him into taking my place.
Yeah, because you know how easily you're bullied.
And I don't want to have to tell people I have a slave. It's
a
you got to immediately be
there's
like,
a lot of bad connotations
that
come towards slave.
I have a slave. What? And it's me.
It's going to be me. He has no free will. He does things I want to do.
I know it's me. So, okay. And you're like, yeah, probably.
And then it turns into a whole ethics thing.
Yeah. God damn it. This shit keeps happening. I'm just letting it go and hoping for the best. Would you rather eat waffles or pancakes? Let me try that again. Eat waffles or pancakes?
That's just the question?
Yeah.
Pancakes.
Just a simple would you rather. I also agree with pancakes, and we talked about
because as we've harped on, we forget how good
pancakes
pancakes are until they're right in front of us for some reason.
Would you rather die a hero or live long enough to become a villain?
I think I've done the latter, so I'm going to go ahead and say the last one.
I think the last one sounds way cooler.
Yeah.
I don't want to die a hero. Who cares?
No.
I want to become evil.
Yeah, I want to live.
Would you rather have dicks for teeth or asses for eyes? JK, but seriously.
Do they get hard when I'm hungry?
Are
they regular sized dicks, or are they the size of my teeth?
I think they'd have to be the size of your teeth.
Oh, because I was hoping for just like a mouth of dicks. So yeah, so I could just
every time you open your mouth, just
yeah. And how you doing today, sir? And just a bunch of dicks, and everyone's like, "Whoa, get away from that!"
It's
freak.
like Zoidberg, but with cocks.
With dicks, like Cthulhu, but with dicks. Dick Thulu? Is that a thing? Write that down so I don't forget.
It's maybe recorded.
Maybe.
Maybe. Huge maybe. Yeah, I'll go with dicks for teeth too. Teeth.
Just for the prankability of having dicks for teeth.
Course. Would you rather fuck God or fuck Satan?
I bet Satan has that wicked pussy though, so I'm gonna go with Satan.
I think Satan would do more of the stuff I want.
Yeah, Satan does more of the things
God would judge me.
Satan does more of the things you want and makes you feel really confident about it. Like Satan will do that thing you're always afraid to ask your partner to do, without even thinking about it, and then like just automatically like does it, and makes you feel really God is gonna make you that visionary where she's like on her back and you're like pretty much like straight up and you're like railing it, but like your dick's not going in as much as it should be. You feel like because like it's getting the job done.
Small.
Yeah, because your dick's so small, it's getting the job done.
There should be more on it.
Yeah, but I'm trying to like get her ass off the edge of the bed and like really just plant it. But
yes, that's God, folks. He's talking about.
Yeah, God is giving you that lame missionary, and Satan's doing that thing with his or her mouth that you're always afraid to ask for. So,
yeah, I'm same page. Finally,
plus the clout from fucking Satan. You fuck God, you just got to go like speak at churches.
I feel like they don't want.
That's the press the Vatican doesn't want.
Actually,
you're out here making YouTube videos about how sweet God's pussy is, and they're like taking it down. You're getting mean messages from the Pope on Instagram. He's like, talk about the God of pussy like that.
But dude, the accent. Would you rather wake up one day to realize the podcast was a coma dream and every funny joke you guys have ever made was just something creepy getting whispered into your ears by the orderlies who are taking care of you? And by taking care of you, I mean fucking your unconscious mouths. Or wake up one morning after going extremely viral over the whole world like we are. Billboards and t-shirts and YouTube ads, live faces on them, and catchphrases like Witch Pussy and Henry Winkler.
Oh, wow.
I know.
This is a super fan right here. Oh, my God.
I didn't even remember.
Wow, that just whipped me in a time warp back in time.
I did not remember either of those.
Henry Winkler.
And it's back. Just like that.
Just like that, it's back.
You will not be able to go anywhere without anyone yelling aesthetic.
You mean like currently?
Everybody Loves Raymond will make a comeback, except it will be called Everybody Loves the Dapper Dads.
Oh, fuck yeah.
People in foreign countries will quote you while being completely ignorant to what they're saying. You'll literally never have a moment to yourself again. No matter where you are, somebody knows who you are, what's currently watching you, and waiting. Fuck your mouths. Bye. I want the fame, baby.
Yeah, I want the fame. It sounds like there's going to be a lot of money that comes with
Everybody
that.
Loves Raymond comes back. That's
yeah,
the only thing I care about.
Everybody Loves Raymond comes back, even though the grandma and grandpa are dead?
Yeah.
Like,
do they come back? That's... Are we that?
Are we so famous that we
famous?
resurrect the corpse of
Yeah,
Doris
they're like,
Roberts?
They're like, you get one each, and I'm like, Frank, and you're like, Doris, and they're like, really?
Woo!
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, I should have asked for infinity wishes.
You get one wish,
Infinity
Frank.
dead
Doris,
people.
damn it, stupid genie, infinity wishes? Sorry, that was your third wish, and you should have freed me. I would have given you infinite wishes. Your friend always tried to make you believe that's not how it would work, but you were always right. That's actually how it would work. And I'm like, fuck!
Then I'd be like, I wish you would kill me because he can't be this right about something. You'll
Ever
never let
again.
this go.
No, I would, if I was proven
While
that
we're
right,
watching the new Everybody Loves Raymond with a clearly deceased Frank and Doris. Yeah.
looks like the fucking head from Hereditary just sitting at the table.
Looks like the girl in the closet from The Ring.
Holy fucking shit.
And we're like, wow, this is pretty intense. The show's taking a turn. And
Looks
you're
like
just
that
like,
zombie
yeah, it says
from Day of
intense
the
is
Living
being
Dead remake
bright.
that smiles, and he's like, eh.
Or the Dr. Tongue from the original.
Fuck,
He's
yeah.
just waggling tongues. We remember things. Henry Winkler. God, yeah, that was a trip down
That's a
memory lane.
callback.
Thank you for that submission. You clearly do give a shit. And
Yeah, I think
we're going to go ahead and tell you right now, you are in the running for the number one fan.
Yeah, we all
Folks, you
got
have 4 more episodes to take
Yeah,
that
y'all got like
crown,
a
but I
month to
don't
get it
believe
figured out. But whoever this guy is, he's got it right. Guy or gal?
I
has it right
want, and I know I won't get it because you guys have never done shit for us, to be completely
now.
honest.
Yeah, if we're gonna be honest with you, you guys have fucking let us down consistently for 3 years.
I want someone to write down every catchphrase we've had.
like every running joke, every
Just
like
just
catchphrase.
like those, because I feel like that will be easy because we do get into them for like a month or two, and this has proven to me that there are ones that
I just want to do some
genuinely
fast
don't
math on the
remember.
show really quick.
I don't know why you would think you would be able to do that. That's been one of our things.
I'm gonna use a
Podcast
calculator
is
here.
ending. I'm going to do math.
So
Cool. This is really cool. I'm glad we're going overtime for you to do math.
what episode is this?
173.
That would be, let's see, divided by 60. 260 hours worth of show to go through
So
to get all of our
on it.
catchphrases
That's
in the next
12
month.
days. 11.
Close.
There's also 2
Can you imagine if
bonus
you
episode.
forced your body to stay up for 12 days just to write down every Dapper Dad's catchphrase?
I would have to assume that it's not going to be the best work. You know what I mean? I feel
Right,
like
yeah.
They're going to just start writing phrases like "kill me, let me sleep," and I'll be like, I don't remember saying "let
God
me
is
sleep"
dead.
a lot.
God has abandoned us and he hates us. Like we're like, I
I'm
might
like,
have said that.
We did say that.
I
for
say
a
that a
month.
lot in private.
We shout it when we're drunk. God has abandoned us. It is dead.
I'm drunk at night going through Facebook suggested friends. I don't even know you people. God is dead.